Welcome to this Windows channel, and this is the Tech News Update. We are Tuesday, December the 5th, 2017. Today, in our Tech News Update, we have Windows 7 users that are reporting a little glitch in the Windows updates. It seems that many of the Windows 7 users are actually reporting that when they try to check for Windows updates, they get an error message. Something that looks like can't check for updates because the service is not running. There's also another variation that sounds pretty much the same. It seems that it could be a mistake that Microsoft made where there's kind of a timestamp that is expired, meaning that it just can't work well. Some users have been reporting that if you actually take your clock on your computer and change the date to before March 12th, 2017, actually, Windows Update starts working again. So you can try that out. Of course, Microsoft is saying that a fix is on the way, as Windows 7, of course, is still updated for the next 2 years. So kind of an interesting little problem here. Well, Samsung has been testing 5G, and they actually did it in a way that you have to be mobile. Of course, they did it aboard a train. So while actually doing the tests of 5G speeds on trains, they reach peak speeds of 1.7 gigabits per second. So that's pretty fast. So it looks promising for the future of our devices. Well, the NFL and Microsoft have actually renewed for another year the contract, which actually makes the Surface the official tablet of the NFL, and basically coaches, referees, and players will be looking at video reviews from the Surface tablets. So I think this could be a nice, good news for Microsoft, even though the announcers on the TV screen always say, oh, look at the iPads. So net neutrality, basically 28 senators have asked the FCC to delay net neutrality vote. Even in the FCC itself, there's the FCC chairman, but there's a lot of FCC people that are saying we need to wait a little bit. And of course, all of this amid some fraudulent, of course, comments on the FCC website. And also, Ajit Pai saying that basically he doesn't care about the comments that people left for net neutrality. So Apple, of course, there was this few months back, we talked about it, this big problem with Ireland where it didn't really pay many taxes, if any, because of the way that Ireland decided to treat Apple so that they can stay there. The European Union said, well, it was illegal, you can't do this, and it started to create a big stir. Apple has finally said that they will be paying $15.4 billion in back taxes to Ireland to try to make the European Union calm down a little bit. Mozilla is actually now making $500 million in revenue this year. For the first time, they've reached $500 million. Now, Mozilla is a non-profit company. They are using this money, of course, for their own devs to make software like Firefox Quantum. And by the way, that's how they were able to rewrite Mozilla Firefox completely, because they needed to actually increase by 6% the amount of money spent in order to rewrite the web browser from scratch. So that's interesting. Where does the money come from? Mostly royalties from web searches. Well, a researcher is saying that he's actually getting a little scared. The Mirai botnet, Mirai is a malware that infects basically Internet of Things devices, is actually on the rise, and one of them is very peculiar. It's actually targeting specific routers that, even though they are secure and everything, they still can infect using some kind of a flaw. And they say that now that botnet has actually reached 100,000 devices at least, and that we are in for a major attack at some point. This is a scary malware, because actually it can launch, denial of service attacks over websites, which basically paralyze the websites just because there's too much traffic. So, Internet of Things, that's the future of problems if nothing is done. Well, a lot of people, of course, are now thinking Bitcoin, with the Bitcoin so high now. But one thing that has been actually showing up, and actually the FBI has shut down one exchange site that was actually fake, is the prospect of getting Bitcoins, but from websites that actually aren't really real. So they say that basically the thing that shows up most of these websites is saying that you can have Bitcoins at a discount. You can't get Bitcoins at a discount. It's like saying, oh, well, you're going to go buy $100 bills, but I'll sell you them at $95 value, so you'll save money. You can't do that. The money is worth whatever it's worth. There's no discount. It's not a product that you can put on sale. And so be careful. Lots of fake websites are trying to lure you into buying Bitcoins that are fake. And finally, a report says that 54% of the power utility companies in the United States are totally in the dark as to how to protect their networks, and that their IT infrastructure is way too small to cope with any attacks that would actually create havoc among the electricity distribution in the United States. In the past few months, many researchers have been saying that foreign states are actually trying to tap into the grid and to see basically if they can not only find secrets, but maybe, put the electricity down. And so this was the Tech News Update for Tuesday, December the 5th, 2017. You enjoy our videos, please subscribe, give us thumbs up. Thank you so much for following us on this channel. It's always fun to have your comments and suggestions.